to Flow of Miracles Next Step reading. For those of you who haven't watched one before, just a quick recap. I will be using a tarot set, the Thoth Tarot, as well as Flow of Miracles 100% Positivity Oracle to see what energy is available for us for our next step. To make sure that you're working on your path and your soul purpose in a way that's right for you. I will always start with the energy of the month that's available for all of us, and that will help you see what's important this month. The second thing I will be doing is drawing 3 different cards for 3 different choices: left, right, and middle. So I'll be asking you to make a choice to see which path is the one that's right for you for your next step. You can do that intuitively and just ask to come in left, right, or middle. You can feel it in your body to see what's vibrating, your left side, your right side, or more in the middle in your torso, to actually make the choice that's right for you. And if you have made a choice after the month energy, just check the description link. There will be a timestamp for the choice you made. So welcome everybody, let's go and start for the energy of May. So for May's energy, we're having art. So this set is not following all tarot set conventions. So most people will recognize this card as Temperance if you've used tarot cards before. So art is an energy of harmony, of mixing 2 separate energies that you can see in the bottom of the card, the red and the white, and you can see that she's being two-faced and moving that together in this pot. A major arcana for a month energy means that a lot of things that you'll be doing this month will have repercussions for the rest of your life. And that is perfectly okay. So be mindful of that when you make choices, that they will resonate through at least the next 4 to 6 months and maybe even longer. That can be scary, but yeah, sometimes choices really need to take some time and to actually have an impact that's greater than just today or tomorrow. Temperance as a month energy shows us how important it is to integrate ourselves and find a way to achieve wholeness. That means that it's important to integrate all parts of yourself that you feel are in conflict. It could be your head and your heart. It could be some personal wishes versus the wishes of your partner or your friends or your family. It really helps you see that you should be whole and together. So this month you might see more of the conflicts you have, and if you are wanting to work on that, you can check out the Breaking Free of Conflict video that I made, and you will be able to integrate these pieces of yourself and create a new level for yourself. So quite important that you can do this month. It also means that any skill set that has been going on in one area of your life, for example, in your professional life, can be used in your personal, and any personal development you have can be used to upgrade your life in other areas. So this month it's very important to be able to use everything and not become two-faced, but instead become one. And while you're on that mission for your soul purpose, you can then understand more rest and more relaxation and more peace in your life, because the more conflict we solve and the more we use a sense of wholeness in our whole life, the better it is. So this month, don't focus on just one thing, but focus on many areas, and also focus doing this creatively and do some art for yourself. That really helps to integrate subconscious levels as well. Pay attention to your dreams. If you are more cerebral and you don't see yourself as very creative, just do one of the more mentally creative things like mind mapping, journaling, or brainstorming. So for those of you who are now ready after this month energy, just take some time to pick what you need: left, right, or middle. So, welcome everybody who picked the left choice. The cards were shuffled for you, and I received the Fool. Double major arcana energy for you, so these next steps really are important. The Fool is the energy of a next step, a new beginning. And it can be quite difficult for all of us because when we feel like beginners, we can feel that perfectionism becomes a problem, the high expectations become a problem, because all of us like feeling like an expert. But if we want to grow, we have to do new things. We have to try things, we have to take opportunities, and we have to take risks. So this month is really important to start those new beginnings and take those risks and really move forward in your next step. So anything you've been thinking about might come up this month as a true opportunity to move forward. And if you don't see it coming, just take the leap yourself. It doesn't always feel nice to jump off the cliff, but most of us are carrying a parachute in the way of being helped by spirit, using our own gifts, or just sometimes getting the support from other people. If we do take a big smack, don't worry, it's for a good reason, and it's usually a way to tell us spiritually where we need to go. So really embrace new beginnings and risks this month. You want to move forward, else you wouldn't be watching this video. So it's really important that you take those risks and take those first steps. The Fool is okay with being a beginner. So embracing that energy and just enjoying that you're at the start of something will help you move through it and through the more difficult parts of the journey. The Fool is also about having fun, so if you haven't had much fun with your soul purpose, really go and do that, because that's what it's meant for, to give us the best possible life and the most enjoyment that we can have. So don't take it too seriously, because the Fool is telling you to really enjoy the journey as it is. For those of us who are not so good at new beginnings and who find it difficult to not be the expert, of course, it's time for a supporting energy. And the supporting energy is harmonious. Harmonious is a higher heart energy, and that means it's really about the bonds between you and other people and the way you are supposed to show yourself to the world and do your soul journey. So harmonious in this case reminds us how important it is to really be in harmony with yourself first. This is something that, of course, with the month energy being art, is all the more important to really integrate and to really move forward for yourself as whole, to be able to give all of yourself to this new venture, to these new beginnings, to this risk and these opportunities. Don't hold back, but find harmony in doing that completely with yourself. This can be hard if, for example, you've been having trouble financially and now you're in a better space, but taking up financial risk still feels like a really huge thing. Really check if what's being asked from you is really that big, or if you're actually more ready for it than you thought. Harmoniously also, it means that you can have some support on your new ventures. Make sure your new ventures actually work within your family, if you're married and or have kids, or within your partnerships, and to really understand that this is something that you can do with a lot of support. You don't have to do it on your own, and you might actually see that while finding people to actually help you in a new venture can be a little discouraging or difficult sometimes, it also helps you along once you get really started. So beautiful energy this month for you to make changes. So really do start doing those things you've been dreaming of, really do take your risks and make sure that you're all in. Just like the fool, to enjoy these new changes that will be happening in your life. Don't be too careful. Don't allow opportunities to walk away because you're saying, oh, I'm not an expert in this. Exactly. And you're never going to be an expert unless you start doing things and trying things and starting your journey. Don't get too serious, and really understand that to have good results, you need to be able to feel the fun, motivate yourself, find discipline and enjoyment. Because who wants to have a soul journey that's just not fun, not joyful? Who wants to work hard when instead you can work joyfully? So this is really important to keep on understanding and to really get back to that energy of the fool, who is full of joy at the start of his journey, who's okay that other people might have judgments on him because he knows what he's doing. He's just there to enjoy. He's just there to experience. He's just there to learn and play this kind of spiritual wisdom that we often forget about is really his. Some people only see him as the beginning of the major arcana journey, but there's lots of people who also feel that he is the end. And it's really this kind of spiritual innocence, openness, and joyfulness that's available to us all once we walked our journeys a little bit further. So don't be too scared about that tiger biting you, but embrace those butterflies and this beautiful, I'll keep it up to the camera a little bit more, this beautiful dove as becoming really guides in this next step in your journey. So enjoy your next step and walk forward with confidence that you're being guided and that it's time to take your next step. So hello people who took the right choice. Actually that sounds very funny, as if the other choices were wrong. I'm shuffling to see what's best for your next step. And the card I picked is Seven of Swords, futility. Well, that certainly doesn't feel very nice, huh? I think a lot of people are not super happy to see the energy of this card because we like to be effective. We like to actually move forward and just go up in a straight line with every day being better than the day before. But a lot of times change and next step isn't like that. A lot of times it's trying something, figuring out it doesn't work, and having to do it over and over again in different ways until we figure out what works. It's also about sometimes taking a step back and not moving forward, but just spending some time realizing what's working and what isn't working. Seven of Swords in this changes, especially with art as the month energy, means that often you probably spend too much time just thinking about things, thinking about how things work, planning, having all kinds of worst case scenarios in your head. And because you're doing that, you can see that this major sword in the middle, let's put it a bit closer, it's just being broken a little bit into pieces. So it can't be really used as well as it should be. So it means that you're spending a lot of mental energy about something that shouldn't be used. It means that you've been too much in your head. If you haven't seen yet the balloon people post on Instagram, that's quite a mouthful. It will be there in a few days and remind you of not being too much in your headspace. It's really not a good idea to do that, because if you're ready for a next step, you need all of you to move forward. The best decisions are not made by just thinking. In Eastern philosophy, we really see how the mind can lead us astray, how we can think things are real when they're not really the truth, and how we need experience, our heart, also available to us to make the best choices. With your head, you can think somebody is the perfect partner for you, but if there's no physical attraction or there's no emotional connection, that's just not gonna work. A job on paper can look perfect for you, but if you don't feel comfortable doing it, it won't work. So your next step is really seeing where you're expending mental energy in a way that doesn't work for you. You need to stop doing that. And you really need to make sure that you integrate your other parts, like your spiritual guidance, your intuition, your instincts, your body, and integrate all these messages so they are supporting you. Don't be mad if your body's going through a lot this month, because it means that you're really have some things that need to change in your life. A lot of people are very only headspace people, feel like their bodies are some kind of drag and that they kind of limit what they can do in a day or with their lives, but bodies are supposed to help us experience and enjoy life. Seven of Swords is also a good card to show us that people around us might be not the best people for us. If you feel like people are attacking you or are not appreciating what you're doing or who you are, now is a good month to step away from that and to really see if everything in your life is still okay on that level. So doing some cleaning up in your social circle might give you a lot more space and love and enjoyment than you thought. So difficult next step, but very worthwhile. And let's see what supporting energy is there. And that is courageous. So root chakra energy, again, be mindful of your body this month. Be mindful of the messages it's been sending you that you've been ignoring, and really move forward in a courageous way. Allowing courageous energy to help you make the choices that are right for you is paramount. If you feel that you cannot give yourself this courageous support, don't hesitate to ask heaven. Don't hesitate to actually move forward with support of your friends or your family or your partner. Just ask and you'll receive. You'll receive this support, and people are going to tell you that you're courageous and brave in making these changes that desperately need to be made in your life. So really embrace this courageous feeling for yourself. Sometimes our biggest growth are because we dare. We dare to speak up. We dare to make a change. We dare to switch course. And this is really extremely important in next step situations. So be brave, be bold this month. Let go of this headspace thinking and worrying and mental energy that doesn't help you. Move back into your heart, into your body, into your spiritual guidance, and really start cleaning up any type of energy around you that is destructive or an attack. So good luck, enjoy your month, integrate all those parts, and move forward with love. So hello and welcome, middle path people who just tuned in. I am shuffling the deck to see what kind of energy is available. Oops, I just moved the stand. And you guys also on the left side, some more crystals of mine. So the energy available for the middle path is Two of Discs, Change. Oh, wonderful. I always like seeing Ouroboros, the the core snake that bites his own tail, because it reminds us that a lot of energies are eternal, be it love, kindness, and many other positive energies, that they stay with us forever and nothing can break that. It also shows that when we have change, it's the good and the bad together. That's why there's yin yang in both areas. It's like when we make a change for the positive, it usually brings off some negative energy also showing up in our lives. There's no change that even possible as positive as possible that doesn't bring some kind of mourning or letting go of the old. So it's very important this month when you start integrating using art to understand that, to not wait for things when they're only positive, to understand that everything in life is a mixture and that you're being helped to change, but that you can only fully embrace that if you're aware of that. If you don't want to make a change, if there's only 100% reward, you're never going to make any changes because nothing has 100% reward. When you marry, which should feel like 100% reward, you know you're giving something up. When you have a new job, you give up something in your old. Even if they pay more, the work's more fulfilling, there's something you're letting go of. So really be mindful when you integrate this month how much you have been maybe denying the bad. It's hard sometimes to mourn and have the sadness associated with changes, but when you do, it becomes lighter, much easier. And it becomes easier and easier to make changes in your life when you recognize they don't all have to be 100% positive. They should just be positive. And it makes it easier when people kind of blame you and say, well, it was your choice, as if then you can no longer be sad about things. I mean, people who emigrate, for example, it's their choice, but there's still something they'll miss in the country they grow up in. It might be your choice to have a new job, but you still can be sad about missing your colleagues. You can maybe have a big change in your life, and still, while you embrace the positive from it, feel a little bit sad about what you're letting go. And a lot of people have trouble actually admitting to that. We don't really like the dark. And then people are sometimes a little mad that we're not 100% happy because it was something you wanted. And it was something you wanted. But it's okay to also see the other part. So integrating this month might be integrating a lot of feelings of loss and sadness, so you can fully enjoy the light, and so you can move forward in a way that's right for you. And like the snake, just shed another layer of skin and become this new person that you want to become and that you know will make you happier and healthier and more spiritual aware, while also mourning what you're letting go. So this is really important for your next step, to allow these changes that have been knocking on your door to actually happen and to embrace all parts of it. That's really about being spiritual aware of all your emotions, not just ones you like, and being spiritual aware of the things that are really important to you. So this is a major thing to be aware of. All right, and then for some supporting energy for the changes you've been making or will be able to make is intuitive. Well, third eye chakra, of course, no surprise there. A lot of times when people are willing to make changes and to actually do things differently, we want to have the best results. And the best results are really when we follow our spirit, when we follow our intuition, when we follow our higher guidance. It doesn't matter how you call it. So this month, be extra aware of what kind of changes Spirit wants you to make. It's a good time to pray or do attraction work and actually see what's happening in your life. If you're trying to attract something, is it actually coming? Or do you need to change how you're doing it, or change what you're going for because it's not in your highest good? A good month to spend some time in meditation, to spend some time in reflection, and to really start making those changes work. After all, don't you want to be like this snake and wear that lovely crown, which is another callback to our crown chakra, and becoming really aware that we need to surrender to a higher power for the best changes in our life. So enjoy the changes you'll be making, and really make sure that you embrace them fully and intuitively move forward for your next step. So thank you all for listening and checking out what's best for your next step. I wish you all the best in moving forward. If you want some more support, you can find some of the videos I talked about on YouTube and on Instagram in the coming weeks. I'm a little delayed at some of the things, so that's why I already named them in this video, because I know some of you will be watching this video later on in the month where they're visible. Or of course you can have personal support if you want to have an intake with me at www.flowofmiracles.com. You can learn more about me and find out the services I offer to help you forward. So enjoy your next step and enjoy the month of May.